Yeah, such great memories, right? Yeah. So,
Yes.
well, welcome everyone to the story of courage. This is a special edition where we are doing a fundraising for Project Safe by World Vision Singapore. And as I mentioned, the whole idea came about because every graduate, every batch, the graduates need to actually apply whatever they learn from the boot camp to a community project. So that's their practicum. And Project Safe is the project for the community project for the batch, the graduating batch of 2026. So we are very excited. We have visited the area, right, the location, even though it is in an urban city like Cebu, but there are still poverty and lots of how should I put it? There are children and young women who needed support, and the whole project is to prevent and avoid and reduce, the chances of exploitive of these young women. Yeah. So we are very privileged and honored to support this project. And every session, we have two women who say yes to support this project as our Courage Ambassador. And tonight, we have Helena from Mozambique as well as Wendy from Singapore. So I'm going to just let Wendy go first. Right, because I know Helena has many supporters still streaming in our Zoom.
Yes.
Yeah, and Wendy has her Facebook account live. So, Wendy, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Thanks, Lillian. Okay, let me just share my slides first. Yes. Okay, everyone can see the slides?
Yep, good.
Right. Okay. So, the story of my the title of my story tonight is Choosing Purpose Over Pressure, a journey every mom can take. So these are some of my proud achievements over the years. I specialize in food and beverage operations, travel and tourism studies. I went in general insurance industry for a little while, took a cert in NLP, neuro linguistic programming, and of course, participation in the balloon sculpting interest group. Yeah. And fun fact about me, I think Lillian can attest to that. This is my museum of Snoopy collections. Yes, yeah, yeah. So friends around me will know that I'm a big fan of peanuts. So this are all the collections I have acquired over the years. And what most don't know about me is I grew up in a happy family, very blessed, very well protected, I would say. However, there came a time when my parents went through a divorce and I was shattered because to me, a family was really what matters the most to me. And hearing the fact that my parents wanted a divorce really hit me very, very hard. And of course, they will say one obstacle after another obstacle. After the divorce, our family had to go through auctions to um take care of the finances that my dad got into, my late dad got into at that point of time. And of course, from a very young age of 17, I had my dreams. So I wanted to go to Shatec to study tourism. And so I actually write into Raffles Hotel to get a scholarship in order for a chance to study in Shatec because my family couldn't afford the school fees at that point of time. And of course, after I graduated from Shatec for uh, about 5 years, I was working in the hotels industry. I left because my health took a toll. I was really sick at my point of time. And, I was advised to actually quit my job at the hotel. So I went into travel, started with normal travel, and I was a tour leader for about 2 years, traveling in most parts of Southeast Asia. Of course, when I wanted to get married, and I wanted to settle down, I went into the insurance industry, and shortly after, I was actually happily married. So in all those years, I was always felt that, being coming from a broken family, I always wanted a happy family of my own. And, that was why I got married, had my two boys, and this was a photo that we went on the trip last year to Hokkaido. We were all having fun. But many of you may not know, in order to make it for this trip, I had to do a lot of overtime in order to get myself ready because I had responsibilities as an employee. So I clock late nights, I clock deadlines, over and over again, year after year. And then, even when I come back from my holiday, I was burdened with a lot of deadlines, a lot of timelines, a lot of working late at night, and I was just very, very tired. So I was thinking, is that really there is all to my life? Just doing this over and over and over and over again. Of course, the awakening moment came for me is when a lot of you in a corporate life will be very familiar with this term key performance indicator, which we call KPI for short. Even though I was hitting all the KPIs that was required of me, I was never given that promotion that I always wanted. And year after year, for 9 whole years, I was denied of a promotion. And I just felt invisible to my bosses, to my team of colleagues, and even in my company, even after 9 long years in the company. So I decided to quit my job and just start afresh again. So the first step that I did was to invest in myself because I realized that, all these years I've just been working, spending time with the family, giving my time to the family, giving my time to the job, and not really having a lot of time for myself. So after I left my job, I decided to invest in myself by taking up courses, to upgrade myself. And those are some of the certificates that I got over the time. And the second intentional action that I took was building relationships. And, I'm very grateful to Lillian for her community of her Courage Business Network and as well as Women of Courage Asia, because I make many, many friends there and a lot of supportive women's like all over the world. So we have the group call on Zoom, we have a physical event in Singapore, and that was I really felt like I had a team of women behind me just urging me on to move forward. And of course, being equipped, I wanted to serve others as well. So I started to get involved in different communities like the Women Courage Asia, as well as in church doing serving, as well as in the community giving back to the public. And these are some of the pictures and some of the committees that I'm in currently. So, what have I learned during this time and what are my takeaways? Firstly, invest in yourself. Self love is very, very important and self care is definitely important. So, never stop investing in yourself, despite the many roles that we women these days have hold or wear. We wear many hats, as most of you can agree with me, but do not forget about yourself. And secondly, surround yourself with people who uplift you. There's really nothing more than a community that uplifts you in your journey. Because as humans, there will be always be ups and downs in our lives. And who better to ride the waves of roller coaster with you that is with people who uplift you. And thirdly, be the positive spark to people around you because you will never know who you can actually inspire and who you are inspiring in your spheres of influence. So with that, I'd like to leave you with my quote: live as you dream. Do not forget that first you are yourself first before you became a daughter, a daughter-in-law, a mom, a mother-in-law, even a grandma or a grandmother-in-law. It all started with yourself. So please be nice to yourself, love yourself, and live as you dream. And this is the different social media to connect with me if you feel that my story resonates with you tonight. Thank you, and I'll hand the time over back to Lillian. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Wendy, for sharing your journey of, being caught up in all the busy hats or many hats and the busy cycle of being a mom, being a daughter, being a wife. And, we women wear so many hats. And um, I especially, like to highlight the part where you decided to invest in yourself, right? You're
Yeah.
always taking care of other people and neglecting yourself, right? So, and pivoting from employment to entrepreneurship actually opens up
Yes.
an opportunity for you to actually enjoy more of yourself and your family. So I think that is something that we want to encourage our audience out there, right? Like what Wendy said, love yourself, take care of yourself, right? Be kind to yourself, right? I think it's not selfish to love yourself. Okay.
Yes, definitely.
All right. So for those who have just logged in and or even on either on Facebook or Zoom, welcome to tonight's session. And for those of you who missed the video earlier, I know I have you can watch the replay for the full one, but I have a short snippet of I actually extracted a short snippet from the visit to the World Vision project location. And I want to show this because our next speaker was there with us. So
Yes.
let me just play the video. Let me know if the audio is not working, yeah, Wendy? Audio okay? World Vision Day! Woo!
United States to Europe to Africa to Asia, we are all here. Thank you so much.
Very All right, Helena, that's a little surprise for you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The next speaker who say yes to support this project as our Courage Ambassador is none other than Helena. So Helena, the stage is yours.
Wow, thank you so much. And Wendy, thank you so much for your presentations, your beautiful story. It's inspiring by itself. Thank you so much. Lillian, you have this ability to bring very beautiful and powerful women to stage. So I really appreciate this space for me. I'm going to share my presentation so that it will be easier for me to share my story as well. I am a student of Victoria's Women of Courage, and it has a beautiful way of telling your stories in a way that it empowers the storyteller as well. So my name is Elena Luo. I'm a social activist. I've worked all my life on women's rights. I'm also an entrepreneur, an author, and I'm a grandmother of 6 beautiful little, some of them are not so little anymore, So I'm known, and my nickname is Grandma Butterfly. I have the privilege to travel to different parts of the world on my work and also following my purpose in life. So if you forget my name, just remember Grandma Butterfly. So my achievements, well, I think my biggest achievement is to bring to life these three beautiful children of mine, adult children of mine. They have been my motivation to do what I do, to continue to do what I do, and I'm very grateful for the grandchildren they brought to me. My other achievement as a social activist working on women empowerment, it has been to create a network, not just in Mozambique, but an international network of change makers using participatory and transformative approaches to life. And in Mozambique, we ended up creating a cooperative where all the facilitators, the change makers, are part of it, and they use it as a platform for growth. My other achievement, if I can move my slides, is that it came to a point in my life that I said I have to give voice to my experience, and I gathered the courage to write. So I have published quite 2 books, and I'm in different collective groups telling different stories. My internet may not be very good, so I hope you are hearing me well. And as a celebration, I call this more a celebration than an achievement, is that I have been included in a book to celebrate 50 inspiring women in Mozambique called Pivoting in Health, and I'm one of the 50 women. I think that is something that I cherish because it means that somehow, somewhere, somebody heard my voice and looked at it as a change process. So what most don't know about me is that I really lived in a very chronic loneliness for a long, long time. In my childhood struggles at home, at school, at church, it looked like I always attracted violence, acts of physical violence. Most kids were bullied at school by other kids. I was bullied by the teachers, and it was really a very difficult environment for me. But I always thought that I was not doing well. It was the same in our church gatherings in the Sunday school. So it looked like my life was supposed to be a lonely life because when I used my voice, I put myself always into trouble. I believed that so much that when I got married, I didn't go through physical violence, but I had both economical and emotional violence, okay? And this created in me a lifelong struggle with the inability to say no, because when somebody asked me to do something, I thought if I say no, I will be left alone by myself. So for most of my life, I lived with these emotions of emptiness, melancholy, invisibility, overwhelmed by things passing to me or happening to me. And I grew into a fractured identity in which I no longer knew who I was. But I decided to break the script. I realized that I could not just stay there and let my life be led by realities that they were not mine. I realized that my reality was not the only reality, that there are other ways. I was following a script I never chose. I just believed that this is how life was going to be. And I realized I had the power to stop it. So I started working on my own awakening. I rejected labels. I decided that I don't want to be a survivor or a victim on this one. I refused to be defined by my wounds. I wanted more. I realized I wanted more. And what truly did I want? I wanted freedom, to feel that ability to wake up in the morning and fill my lungs with air and just smile. I wanted to hear my own voice, to speak without fear, to say no without feeling guilty, even to the people who were important to me, to feel a full ownership of myself. So a decision was to be taken, and what were my actions for me to move from where I was to the freedom I was looking for. Personally, I decided to divorce. I realized that I had created a pattern of life that from inside I was not going to be able to change. I decided to choose myself, break the cycle of violence, and go away, free myself from the familiarity, because I was looking at the violence around me that was being normalized, and that is not what I wanted. I started working with other women who had been in the same situation or were wanting to actually change the situation, even if they were not part of it. And that's when I joined a women organization called 𝗪𝗡𝗡, Planting Hope Among Women. Joining others who wanted also change, we connected with our rights and finded our voices. I was inspired by so many strong women, including my mother. And we started, through this organization, helping women to find their own way out. We didn't have the solution for everybody, but we believed that everyone can find their own solution. Globally, I was lucky enough to be involved in a different approach of working women empowerment, which is to work from the household. I grew up in a household that love was not necessarily feeling safe, and I thought my contribution should also go to that. GALS means Gender Action Learning System. It's a household methodology that empowers both women and men. My father was not a bad man, but he was caught into a society that expected him to act in the way he was acting. We realized that working together would help us to create new models. And I also started work internationally. The pictures you see here are the people whom I either mentored or coached into their own way of finding their truth and finding their way of doing. This woman, for example, here at the bottom picture, she created one of the massive organizations in Mozambique that works in providing secure houses for women in particular. So together, we have a bigger voice that can go far everywhere. And my learnings actually comes from that. First of all, my learning is that my voice matters, but together we go far. There is an African saying that says that if you want, proverb that says that if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And I'm in that journey of going far. My second learning is that the biggest investment in life is on yourself. And this is not an easy thing to do, because personal growth needs passion, needs love, needs compassion. And sometimes we are so busy trying to fit in the society that we forget about that. My third learning is that transformative change comes when you take ownership of your decisions, ownership of your voice, ownership of your process, because your process is only yours. It's only you who can lead but to get the results that you want. And based on these learnings, my quotation is, my voice matters, because if I stay silent, there is a woman beside me, there is a young woman in my side that will never hear her own voice. But if I talk my voice, I may be able to inspire other women to change as well. Looking at the way forward, I'm now in a moment in my life that I'm recreating myself again. I'm turning 70 years old this year, and I want to bring all these learnings into a fresh looking movement, Women in Movement. It's a platform for personal transformation. We want to work with women who wants to care for themselves, because we take so much time caring for others, and most often we forget that we also need to care for ourselves. Okay, my vision, sorry. My vision in this Women in Movement is to see a thriving global movement of women where traveling with purpose becomes a powerful force for personal and collective transformation. My journey goes far if I go with others. The mission of Women in Movement is to inspire and ignite women who feel held back by fear, doubt, or disconnection to become agents of change in their own lives and communities through traveling with purpose and a self-care platform. Travel with purpose is what I'm working on now, and connecting globally, it's another thing. In last year, I had the opportunity, this year, I had the opportunity to meet with Lillian in Dubai. We were in a training in one of our traveling with purpose, and I got to know about the Women in Courage boot camps that she organizes. And I ended up attending one of them, which brought me to this platform as well. This is how you can contact me. I'm not a social media person, so I'm happy to get your email or your WhatsApp message. But today, I really want to encourage everybody in this presentation, in this live stream, to really think about this young girl we met in the Philippines in the World Vision Project. These young women have a future, but most often poverty, social inequality limits them or it disenables them to actually dream far and find their own dreams. So please support us in this journey and support all the women who are around you. Thank you so much. Back to you, Lillian.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Helena, for sharing your story. And I mean, when I first met you, you were very quiet, a very quiet person. But when you speak, wow, there's so much wisdom and experiences that came from your life. So personally, I'm very inspired by your story, right? And if I have not tell you again, I'm telling you again, your voice truly matters. And I'm so grateful that you stepped forward to say yes. In spite of all the concerns that you had when we were working through the story, but I'm so happy and grateful that you decided to share this publicly. Yeah. And to all our audience out there, like what Helena said, your voice matters. So do support us, either as a Courage Ambassador. Do contact any one of us if you want to work on your story to inspire others, and especially to raise funds for the 30 girls that we are supporting through Project Save. So thank you so much once again, Helena and Wendy, for saying yes. And I actually have Patricia. Patricia is here already, right? Yeah. Patricia, are you there? Can I hear? Yeah.
Yes, hello.
Hi, Patricia. Yeah, thank you for coming back on. Yes, because earlier I shared a video about the boot camp. Yeah, because we were there because of the boot camp, and all this came about because of the boot camp. So I want to let the audience hear from you directly, right, about Project Save and how our audience and the people around us can contribute, how can they contribute to support Project Save.
Okay. Project SAVE is a project that is focused on tackling children impacted by urban poverty. And this particular area that the group from the boot camp are supporting living in the slums of Cebu in Cordova. And the areas that they live are slums with, improper housing and safety risks for children. And we are very grateful that the boot camp ladies are adopting this project as part of their social impact project to support 30 girls who are out of school in order to have a hope for a future by enabling them with tailoring skills so that they can pick up useful skill sets that will prevent them from being exploited in other hazardous type of labor jobs so that they can have a better future, not only for themselves, but also their families. So this program that you're supporting not only provides them with the tailoring skills training, but will also give them a starter kit, which is provision of sewing kits and machines. And we will also teach them on financial literacy so that they are able to save up, even to head back to education as they grow older, even though they have dropped out of school at a young age. So this will be all encompassed in the funds that you're helping to raise so that children who are out of school can still have a hope for a better future for themselves and their families. This is a girl. Yeah, this is a girl. Let's watch the video first.
তো মানে অনেক চলতো যখন ভাত খেতে পারতাম না কোনো কিছু করতে পারতাম না অনেক হাতের ভিতর জ্বালা করতো টাটাই তো শুধু হাতের ভিতর
So World Vision's Tackle Urban Poverty program actually cuts across many different countries. And this particular story that you see in the video is a girl in Bangladesh that we supported with tailoring skills and a sewing machine so that she's able to sew clothes from her home. Before that, she was actually working in a leather factory, and the chemicals from the tannery actually impacted her hands, and she had scars on her hands. And with the sewing training, we were able to bring her out from hazardous child labor situations so as to be able to support her family as well, earn a more stable income, and not be exploited. It is child protection for her in a sense. Her hands no longer feel pain, and she's able to manage her time well, and she hopes to, of course, head back to education with the funds that she earns from her tailoring job. So this is what we are going to bring in terms of impact to the children in the Philippines who are out of school. So we are very grateful for the ladies here who are being a voice for the children who are facing certain challenges that is caused by poverty because they're staying in the slum area. And the impact that you bring can really change not only the lives of themselves, but also the lives of their family. So thank you very much for giving us this support.
Thank you, Patricia, for giving us more insights into Project SAVE. And thank you, everyone, for logging in, setting aside your time to hear the stories from Wendy and Helena. I hope their stories have really inspired you, and also that you are motivated to support Project SAVE together with us. The 30 girls will be empowered, and I look forward to actually meeting them in person. So until the next time, remember, when a woman finds her courage, everything changes, right? Her voice changes. She speaks with conviction. Her choices changes because now she will lead with purpose. And her future changes because now she's stepping into her calling and creating impact, like what Wendy and Helena and many of our Courage ambassadors are doing. So we see you at our next story of courage sharing. Thank you and good night and good afternoon or good morning. All right, bye.